So here we go. I went for a run today, and just before this video, actually. So I did like a 6 kilometer run. I guess that's like 4 miles, maybe somewhere like 4 miles, perhaps. Is that how it kind of works? Maybe 3.5 miles. I'm not really sure.
A 5K is 2.2 miles, I think.
So probably like maybe just over 3 miles.
Okay.
It's about half. Yeah, just under half. So I went in and did this run, and about halfway through, so I took a pre-workout before I left. 2 scoops, of course. Double scooped it. I did that run and felt pretty bad getting towards that halfway mark, and then that pre-workout kicked in. You know that feeling when that pre-workout kicks in when you're on a... Well, I don't know if you run, but it kicked in. And
I've run 2 things.
You've run to things. I felt like Captain America at the start of The Winter Soldier, when he's just running laps around Andrew Mackie at an ungodly speed. And the last half of that run, I just felt so good right up until probably the last like 500 meters where I hit a wall. And then like there was nothing that could save me at that point. I was really struggling. And that was the 2 scoops.
2 scoops is a lot. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, you never go 3.
I mean, I honestly don't go. What I do is I do a heaping 1 scoop.
Like
a heaping 1 scoop.
1.5 scoops.
It's like 1.5. Yeah. Because 1's no good. But you can't go 2. Because then all of a sudden you're at 2 and you're like, maybe I should do 3. I'm tired. Then you're doing cocaine.
Hello, and welcome back to TCS. It sounds like TLC, but only in the sense that both of them start with the letter T.
Yes, confirmed.
The shows are nothing alike, and they're both terrible.
Oh, you're talking about TLC TV? I was thinking about the popular 90s R&B artist group.
Oh, no, the R&B artist group is okay. I'm talking about the television. Yeah.
I don't want no scrubs.
Neither do I, man. Neither do I. Oh, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic Friday, because this comes out on a Friday. Who knows when we're recording this? You guys don't know if it's July or it's June or it's March. Spoiler alert, it's March. Today we are going to be talking about the most annoying platinum trophies we have earned. That is the topic of the show. We're going to go back and forth with a couple of our most annoying plats that we've earned for your pleasure. But I want to go and get you guys to comment down below and let me know what your most annoying platinum trophies are as well before you get to that section, because then you can compare and see if you have any of the ones we're talking about and if you've experienced any of the pain that we have experienced. And do you actually enjoy these frustrating and annoying platinum trophies? That's probably the other part of it. But before we get on to that, we're going to talk about what we've been doing lately. And I got to catch up with George. George and I haven't spoken. We only speak when we podcast.
I hate you.
That's the problem. He doesn't like me anymore. Ever since Blonde Josh got lost in space, George
I only like Blonde Josh.
Yeah, George has been just so nasty to me. He told me he was quitting the podcast, and this Blonde Josh came back. And I've just managed to convince him to sit down and record this thing with me.
I will do this, but I want it to be known that I fully support leggy blonde Josh only.
Chad, do you support the Chad blonde Josh?
I'm actually trying to book a trip with John Bezos to the planet of discounts right now. So I'm not trying to do this. I'm flying to the discount planet to hang out with leggy blonde Josh by any means necessary. I just need like 20 million. I need like $28 million.
It's it's going to take a lot of content creation, a lot of TCS to get us there. But are we hashtag Team Blonde Josh or hashtag Team Brown Josh?
This podcast is going to make $28 million?
Well, I mean, if we keep doing it for long enough, right? Is that not how this works? I thought we just had to keep doing it.
Not this. That's not how this works. Might work for Charlie D'Amelio, but it ain't working for us.
Oh man, I suppose maybe we just quit then. That's another option. We could also just quit.
Yeah, I mean you could just quit like like how you could just quit on these annoying trophies we're about to talk about. But thank you for asking me how I've been doing. I got a bike recently because I wanted to bike around town.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty exciting.
Like a motorbike or a bicycle?
Oh, a bicycle. I don't want to make it sound cool, like something that can kill you, even though people get run over on bicycles.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to, the Baltimore where I live is pretty small, like this places I go to. And sometimes the wife is out of town. She takes a car, goes hiking and stuff like that. And I still have errands to run. So I thought I'd go buy a bike. I don't know anything about bikes really though. I've just never been my things. I went into the bike shop and I said, "One bike, please."
One of your finest bikes, sir.
One bike. And he was like, "Well, I don't have any bikes for your frame."
Oh,
and the road.
Wait. He's saying you're a thick boy, or what's he?
Well, I mean, he didn't say it, but he said it. And he said that they might have to actually build a bike for me. I was like, don't do this for me. Don't be like, we need to get some reinforced steel frames in here to get your fat ass on the road. And he said, well, we do. You might be able to use a mountain bike, actually. And he walked me over and he's like, I have this one mountain bike. If it's in your budget, this would be perfect for you. So I bought it. I was so proud of it too, man. I rode it to the gym, worked out, stepped outside. Day one, it was immediately vandalized and everything was stolen off of it.
Are you serious? Are you real? Oh my goodness, really? What happened? So what sort of vandalism?
So it's it's like kind of a higher end like gym. And I put my U-lock on it, went around the frame, right through the back wheels. So luckily the wheels didn't get stolen, tires didn't get stolen. But some kids came through and pulled the pins out of the handlebars and the top cap off, trying to get into my suspension fork to steal it. What? They were having a hard time getting into it, so they just stole the seats off the other bikes. They left those other bikes with no seats. And then I'm over here just like moping. And Kate is like, let me go talk to the guys inside, see if there's cam footage, if we do a police report. I'm like, a police report for what? What are they going to go find like 4 kids with a bunch of bike seats and then take them to court for a $50 bike seat? You know, luckily she had her car because she met me there. So we just threw the bike in the back and took it to the shop. And then they fixed it up, but I had to wait a couple days. But like my first ride immediately, it was just bad news Browns immediately.
Oh,
it was rough.
This is why we can't have nice things. That's horrendous. Is there a lot of crime there, or is this like who steals
in Baltimore?
Bike
Absolutely.
Who steals bike seats?
Apparently, there's a market
for bike seats. What are you selling the bike seats on
for
Facebook
bike
Marketplace?
parts? What these crews are doing is they're reselling these parts and trading them in like to bike shops or on Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. People are like, yeah, man, I'm missing some stuff that I need for my handles. And people are like, oh yeah, $10, $20 here for free. I was really mad about it because I thought someone had just stolen stuff off of my bike for their own bike.
Yeah.
But when I realized it was just a roaming band of vagrants, then I was like, oh, that's fine. That's what's going to happen in Baltimore.
You accept that.
Yeah. And then I got some cool upgrades to my mount at the bike shop anyway. I was like, can you upgrade this seat?
Why upgrade it? I think because it's just going to get stolen.
Well, no, what he did was like, I have quick release tires.
Yeah.
And he's like, honestly, man, I would replace these out for like a locked system. And I was like, can you do that right now? And he's like, yeah, I'll switch it out. And then he gave me like a link for like these types of screws you can put in that have magnets in them. So like it's harder to steal without a special tool.
Yeah.
So I basically did like an upgrade to my like security features. So
wow, I've recently
terrible.
I've gotten into cycling as well recently, as you know. I started my
You stole my stuff? It was you.
It's a long way. It's a long way from Sydney.
The long gone. Flying from Sydney. Be my friend for a year.
They'll never
just to steal bike parts.
He'll never expect a thing. I got a road bike a few months back. I've been training with that a little bit. But it is winter here now, so it's kind of unpleasant. I ended up buying a a bike like you can use at the gym, like an indoor training bike, for a couple of $100 off Facebook Marketplace. Which I've been doing sort of 10 to 15 kilometers on a day just to keep the fitness up, because it's too cold and miserable to go outside at the moment. So I've been doing that just to keep things going, basically. But haven't done a lot of outdoor cycling, mostly indoor cycling.
So is it like in a assault bike or like an air bike? Or is it like an attachment for a road bike? Because they have those too, where you can put that attachment under it, and it's still like you're on your practice bike.
You could turn it into a video game as well. Some of them have like a screen and everything, but no, this is just a spin bike basically. You know, just so you can do spin, which is good. It's been good for like fitness and keeping the muscles active for those muscle groups, because it's hard to justify going out in the rain and the cold. Like, yeah, it's very unpleasant here at the moment. Plus, we're actually in lockdown, so we can't go outside.
You have 1 hour.
There's 1 hour. Yeah, and it's 1 hour of exercise outside. I've basically been doing running during that time because I like running. So I do my hour of running outside, get as much time. And, you know, they've changed it now. The rules are you can only go within a 10-kilometer radius of your house. Like, that's the restrictions, and you only have an hour. So you can't go very far from home. You have to be very creative in terms of how you do your exercise now.
And they check it, like if they catch you, they just check your ID, and then they do one of these on a map, and they're like, no, 11.
They pull out the protractor and they draw the circle around the map.
He's 12 kilometers out. Get him.
FBI, open up. Yeah, it's weird, man. Sydney's been in lockdown now for about 5 or 6 weeks, I think, at this point. It's been very depressing and demoralizing, and we still have no vaccines, and we still can't get the vaccine, and they reckon March next year I might be able to get the vaccine. So maybe. I heard you were going to send me one though in the mail.
If I can find some extra ones on the ground out here, I'll send you one.
Yeah,
there's plenty of people who are like, I'm good. I probably got COVID already. I don't want one.
Can you go to get a vaccine and just be like, can I just have it to take away instead of having
to go, please? Can I get it in a bag? I'll see if there's some on Uber Eats.
Yeah, just be like, hey, can I just get that one to go rather than having it here? I'm not hungry right now, but I might be hungry later, so I'll take it home and then basically just ship it to Australia, and it's all good.
I'm not immediately worried about COVID, but just in case that I might get it, I want this vaccine option.
Yeah. There's a guy in Australia who got 8 vaccines somehow. I don't know how he managed to rot the system and got 8 vaccines when there's people who we can't get it at all. And he's bragging on TikTok about how his antibodies are stronger than COVID now. And he's just being raked over the coals on the news because everyone's like, we can't get this. How did he get 8 of them? I think he made a bunch of fake identities or something. And it's a nightmare over here at the moment.
Well, do you know there's a new Law and Order series with Stabler?
No. I didn't know Law and Order was still even a thing. Boom, boom.
It's still a thing, but there's a new one. I forget the name of it, but Stabler came back. And it has his own show where he's I think it's called Organized Crime, maybe. He's like taking down the mob.
Okay.
But one of the main plot points, like within the first couple of episodes, is they're stealing vaccines and putting them out and vaccinating themselves within the mafia.
Yeah.
Like, well, how responsible of these mobsters?
It's pretty funny that, eh? It's, as you know, I'm watching X-Files at the moment. I'm also watching Psych with my wife. And coincidentally, I think last night or the night before, we watched an episode of Psych about a virus outbreak, like a pandemic. And they were like locking down Santa Barbara to prevent it from happening. And the same night, I watched an episode of X-Files where exactly the same thing happened, where they had an outbreak. It's very cringy to watch these things now because like this is like a hypothetical scenario in a crime show that is very much real in 2021, you know?
Yeah. There's a mosquito in my room right here. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I don't think I got it. It's gone.
So,
no, it's good. Last time I was streaming, a mosquito came in here and just bit me all along my hands.
Yeah, that's
And I
nasty.
just have welts all over my hands.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's not good for gaming at
Yeah.
all.
Also, our AC doesn't work in the house right now.
Oh,
So
good.
like it's incredibly hot throughout the entire home.
We've got the heaters on here because it's incredibly cold. So maybe we meet in the
It's a
middle
nightmare.
somewhere and just,
Yeah, I'm just giving okay.
Okay.
No
So
vaccines.
X-Files update. I'm on to season 3 now of X-Files. I think I must be getting close to 60 episodes deep, I think, at this point. This is season 3 out of 11 seasons.
Right.
It's getting incredibly good, though. This show is going from strength to strength. I thought season 1 was fantastic. Season 2 was even better, and season 3 has been even better. We've seen Sasquatch, we've seen vampires, we've seen aliens, we've seen Chupacabra.
The chupacabra.
We've seen everything. I want to believe so badly, George. You don't understand how much I want to believe. I'm really enjoying this show, and
What's your favorite one so far?
they've done these double episodes. It's a thing they started introducing last season, and they double or triple episodes where they just have the to be continued thing partway through. And I just watched one where Mulder was tracking down this alien conspiracy of some sort, and he ended up having to jump onto a moving train at the end of the first part of the episode. The second part of the episode, he's on this train with a live alien, and he's trying to talk to this alien. He's got the Homeland Security on the train trying to kill him. Then he finds out the train's rigged with a bomb, and he's got to try and escape. It's just so good. It's just
Good stuff.
It's so good. And then he gets a phone call partway through the episode where the government are trying to convince him that this thing isn't an alien, that this is just a mutated human. And like this guy has been tracking aliens his whole life. He thinks he's finally found an alien and can communicate with it, and it's not an alien. And the government's trying to this conspiracy theory that it's not an alien. It's so good. I don't know how I've not seen this before. I love this show so much.
It's great. It's a good show.
It's just getting better. And so I purchased on Amazon X-Files the movie. This is the Fight for Future movie and the I Want to Believe movie. So it's both films. One of them takes place, I think, during season 7, and the other one takes place during season like 10 or 11, I think. And so I've purchased this, so it's all ready to go. But I'm not able to watch it yet because I'm not up to that point in the story. So I have to wait until then. But it's just.
It's awesome to find a series that you can really sink your teeth into like that.
Yeah.
I've kind of been doing, I did that with Loki. I really liked watching Loki all the way through. I enjoyed that a lot. And then I've been working my way backwards through Disney Plus. I only got Disney Plus to watch Loki. And then, so there's a lot of like MCU movies I never watched. Like I just watched Doctor Strange.
It's a good one.
I watched Thor Ragnarok. I've been just like working my way backwards through stuff. And
have you been watching X-Men the animated series?
It's funny you should ask. I've been watching X-Men the animated series on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's very good. I just like to try to. I just laugh really hard whenever Wolverine makes fun of people. Like the very first episode, Gambit is like, "We need to go help. We need to go help Jubilee Mojari." And he's like, "Move it, Gumbo." I just lose it. He just calls him Gumbo. I love that series so much, but then when I look at how it was not very long, it's not a long series. It only had a couple seasons.
Oh, really?
It was like 5 seasons, but in my head, it seemed like it was 20 seasons.
Yeah.
You know,
when you're a kid, you think it goes for a lot longer, right?
Yeah, that's how I was with Batman Beyond too. I thought Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that's
was
like
a lot.
Famously not a very long series at all, right? But it
No,
was
it's
always
like one
on TV.
season.
It was always on television, though. I'm
Always
the same
on.
with that. I remember that.
With that killer intro.
Dude, that show was way ahead of its time as well. It should. I don't know. I'm the same with like Young Justice. That's another one that I'm a big fan of. But like that show got like 1 or 2 seasons before it got canceled, and then it got like revived, but not very well. I don't know. It was a whole thing. Tell me, have you been playing much at the moment, or are you mostly just getting your bike stolen.
I got a new one. I'm working on.
Oh yeah.
A Hood, Outlaws, and Legends.
Oh, a Hood. How is it? How is Hood?
Well, welcome to my hood. There's not enough rap music in it.
So whenever I think of Hood, did you ever watch a television show called Banshee?
Is that like the spy series?
It's like he's a thief who becomes a detective in a town called Banshee. He basically kills
No, I've never seen it.
Kills the sheriff and becomes the sheriff. And his name is Hood, Detective Hood. But one of the villains in the series is this big sort of rock-looking guy in terms of physique. And he has a very deep voice, and he goes, Hood.
That's not what happened. There's no Robin Hood in this one at all.
Tell us a little bit about Hood, Outlaws and Legends.
I had no idea what it was. I just remember when I told you that I like chivalry, you were like, well, I believe Hood is very similar.
Yeah.
And it's not at all. It's not even close. Nope, not even. I just bought it because it was from the Discount Planet, and you said it was similar to Chivalry, and I did the PS4 and PS5 plats on Chivalry. I was done, and I was like, well, let's try Hood. It's 4v4.
Yeah.
And it's like a small scale battle between you and another crew. It's PvPvE. And the objective is to, like very Robin Hood-esque, use your squad to get in and pilfer this village of state gold and extract it. So the whole point of the game is to you and your crew sneak into this place and rob it before the other team does.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
You enjoy it?
But I'm really bad at it.
Okay.
I'm not good. Like for the first 2 days of playing it, I won 0 games.
Oh, that's not good.
Only lost. And I was like, how am I just not accidentally winning? Well, like it's that if you're bad, just one person can ruin your whole team dynamic. Yeah. So
in Chivalry too, you famously won a lot of games without even being at your console.
Right. That's not the case here. If it's 4v3, you get dominated.
Have you considered if you enjoyed Chivalry too, another game you could play is Chivalry 1.
I've never heard of it.
It's on the PlayStation 4.
I'm playing Hood right now. I have to finish Hood before I move on to anything else.
If you're enjoying Hood, a game that's really similar is Chivalry 1.
Okay. I'll listen to your recommendation and just buy it blindly and start it. I mean, it is cool. Like there's 4 different classes and you can have any mix. It's not, you're not locked out of picking a character if someone else picks them. And they all have their own specific skill set. So like Little John was the strong one. So if you're John, you can lift portcullis gates, which go down if a team alerts the area. And Marianne can sneak and assassinate, and Took
just like
is
in real
the
life.
healer. Yeah, and Rob is Robin I guess Robin Hood is the archer. I never really noticed that.
Yeah,
I guess Robin is Robin Hood.
Is he a fox in this as well, or is he not a fox?
He is the Nine Tails.
Good.
Yes. So I guess I never noticed that.
You reckon
that's funny?
Will you platinum it?
I'm on my way. I'm close.
Okay.
On PSN profiles, I'm at a level of trophy acquisition.
Despite
that makes sense.
Having won
like 60.
barely any games, you're doing
well, I've been winning now. So I played all week and I've been learning the game. The stamina system is really punishing if you spam. So like you really have to have good movement. And it reminds me of Dead by Daylight. Like when I watch people on Twitch that are running as survivors, that's how it feels in Hood when people are moving around, crouched, hiding, taking a loop, turning back, and then throwing an attack at you and taking you out.
Is it like sort of Rainbow Six Siege-esque?
Yeah, but it has respawn. Well, yeah, you respawn. That's what I would say is the chief difference. And then all the combat is pretty snappy. Like you die really fast. You take like 2 hits and you're dead. And the only way to get heals is if someone picks the Took class and specs it out to heal.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard. It's really hard. And it's crossplay.
Yep. So,
and the lobbies are small, right? So you're getting a lot of games with really sweaty PC players who are very good at the game and on the mic, very toxic. I just mute them immediately. Anyone who's still playing is like, how come you're not helping me winch? Ah! You're like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm stupid.
Just want to have fun, right?
Yeah. So I think the only trophy that I have left that's going to be hard is surviving a match without dying and winning.
Yep.
And getting a triple kill of players. But that'll come. I'm not too worried about it.
I've also been playing games.
What?
Nani? I've been playing Black Ops 4 this month, which was a terrible choice. It was a bad idea.
To get the platinum in, right, is what you mean.
Yeah, the game is fun to play. To get the platinum in, it's very unfun. So to be fair, I haven't actually played Black Ops 4 for probably about 5 days. But I was playing a lot of it at the start of the month. I thought I would go for the platinum because there was a lot of people on the servers, and I enjoyed the game when it first launched. So went through and did the multiplayer stuff. I actually don't even know if I got to level 55. I even got to level 54. That's where I kind of stopped. But I was doing the multiplayer stuff, which is fun. The multiplayer is very good. Fast, kinetic gameplay, really good gunplay. You've got the class systems. Actually a blast to play. The Blackout was what I kind of started doing. I haven't even touched zombies yet. And I was sort of just working through doing each of the special tasks to get the different skins you need for trophies in Blackout. But they all require very intricate task, and it's always the same. It's always like, go and find this random item, go and kill someone, and then go and hide for like 25 minutes in a bush or in a bathroom somewhere until it's down to the top 10, and then you can go out and die. And it's a very strange way of play. Like, the trophies are very counterintuitive to how you would play Blackout. Like, they don't go hand in hand. You have to go in there with a specific mission in mind, with a specific gameplay style that doesn't work for Battle Royale. It's really not fun. Blackout's fun, and Battle Royale is okay. Like, I don't mind the genre. Like, I can dabble in it. And
have you played a lot of Battle Royales?
I mean, I played Fortnite when it first launched, and I played a lot of PUBG when it first launched, and then sort of took a break. Blackout, I played a fair bit when that first came out, I think in 2018 as well, and then sort of stopped. And I quite enjoy that style. Like, for a time, it's fun for a bit. But doing the tasks for the trophies in Blackout is just it's frustrating. You've got to put yourself at risk in ways that you normally wouldn't if you're playing this kind of game. You've got to be like less aggressive intentionally, so to try and avoid other players and stuff like that, so you can escape with the item. And it's weird. The trophies, I feel, are kind of poorly designed to encourage you to continue to play it, because I feel like by the time I've finished all the trophies for Blackout, I'm going to really hate Blackout because of the way they're making you play it.
Right. I think, though, if you are not a trophy hunter and you approach it from the opposite angle of, I'm playing Blackout to get wins.
Sure.
And I'm playing Blackout to be good at a Battle Royale. A fun challenge for someone who's good at Battle Royales is to find that Reznov hat and hit a long shot with it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Reznov, right?
It is, but it's the circumstances are so RNG, and there's so much luck involved with, like, you know, you've got to go and finish 4 rounds of zombies in the mansion or something like that to get a random dice roll of a crate that you might get an item from and you might not. Then you've got to go again and do another round of zombies as the circle's coming in. Take that out to get another roll. You might get the item. You still might not get the item. Another player could come in and rush you while that's happening or whatever. And then you just have to play the rest of the match as normal if you don't get the item. If you do get the item, then you've got to massively pivot your strategy again to do something completely different. And maybe you've got to go and knife someone or take someone down with a boxing glove. I don't know. It's very unusual.
Yeah, I remember when I was playing it, we would drop to areas where the items were, and if they weren't there, we would just quit the match immediately.
Oh, you wouldn't play?
So, like, having that, we would not. At a certain point, we were done having fun. We were like, we don't play Blackout for fun anymore. We're just gonna drop, go to that area. If the item's there, we're going to grab it. If not, we're moving on. And so like that's a situation where the way the trophies are designed, it's actually affecting lobbies. People are like, you know what? No, I'm not going to play this. So
yeah, it's been an interesting one because I really enjoyed Black Ops 4 when it came out. I had actually quite fond memories of this game when it came out, but specifically the multiplayer. And playing the multiplayer again, I still have very fond memories of it. The maps are good, the gameplay is good, the like class system I actually really like, and I think it's a good multiplayer mode for Call of Duty. It's just this the trophies, and I haven't even got onto zombies yet. I put a message out on the channel a few days ago asking people for zombies crews, and I got heaps of people saying they would help, and then just not replying to my comments when I said, hey, okay, let's do it. Join me, meet me on Discord, and then people just ignore me, or they would say, yeah, I'll help, but I've never played the game before. I'm like, no. I need someone who is this much better than me, who can basically just end it all.
I actually, when you asked about the topic for the podcast, annoying trophies, the first one I thought of was Black Ops 4 immediately.
This is a good transition because all the other stuff I'm playing is boring. So let's get on to the main meat of the show, and we can start off with you. We're talking about annoying platinum trophies that we've earned. This is about the annoying platinum trophies and the annoying games we've played to earn platinum trophies. I don't know if it's necessarily regrets, but it's things that it's just like when you look back on it, you're just like, that wasn't worth it. It was just unnecessary, some of the stuff I had to do to get this. And I thought we'll pick a couple of our favorites or our top list of shame from our trophy list, and we'll talk about it. So I guess George can go first with his Black Ops 4 experience because he's famously platinumed Black Ops 4. He's one of the few people that have actually done it.
Famously.
Well,
just to clarify, when we're defining annoying platinum, we're excluding games that had bugged trophies in it, because that's like my number one.
We've done that in a separate episode. We talked about bug trophies once before.
Right.
So
for anyone listening,
yeah,
for anyone who's tuning in, we're intentionally excluding buggy games because that's inherently annoying to everyone, no matter what. You know, there will be some people that were like, no, dude, I loved doing Black Ops.
Yeah. No, this isn't about bugs. This is just about platinums that are like you can earn, but they're just, the requirements are stupid. So yeah.
So like the thing about the Black Ops platinum when I did it was that it got to a point to where people were like at each other's throats in terms of boosting. Like people were losing their mind in this trophy crew that I was in, where if someone had an item and we were in Blackout, it was like the Reznov shot, and it's like, I have the hat, and we like dropped in the same lobby, and the dude's like, snipe me out, and then I have like a kid yelling behind me going, go ahead and give me the hat right quick, give me the item so I can get credit for it, give me the item. And everyone's just like arguing. One of my buddies got abandoned by his boosting group. They just said, no, we're not going to help you, we got ours, you're out. And they just abandoned him.
That's awful. I hate it when someone does that. That's actually I've had that happen to me.
And you know, he was so nice too. He's still like Steel Sixberg. If you're watching, you're a legend. He is the guy that's like, you guys go first. He's always like, you guys just go first.
Yeah.
And I'll be here. I'll always be here to help. And I ran into him in like a botched Black Ops lobby that we jumped into, and it was just like 11 people. Like you could kind of rig it to get in to a lobby where there's just not a lot of people. And he was in there. I was like, Steel, what are you doing in here? And he said, oh, I'm just with this crew. It's like there's like 15 of us just doing Black Ops Blackout trophies because I want to have all the Black Ops platinums. And he said when it was his turn, they all just ghosted him and deleted him. And I was like, well, man, just run with us, we'll figure it out, which was actually a great choice by me because he helped me get through all the zombie stuff.
Oh, nice.
But in terms of why this game was annoying, you had to be good at a lot of different things, and even in things that you were good at, there was an RNG element to all of it. Like, besides multiplayer, that's straightforward. You just play and get your XP. And I think when I did it, it was a double XP weekend. So I like literally hit level 55 in like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
And then with Black Ops or Blackout, you get that item, you still have to be good. So it's like if you're not if you're not good, if you're not placing top 4, or it's one of those like
Top
items
5,
where
top
you need to
3,
be top
yeah.
4, top 10, top 15,
Yeah.
depending on what mode you're playing in. Like, because we were always playing in quad, so you'd have to be like top 3 for some of those items,
Yeah,
top
it's top 3.
4.
Top 3 teams, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a nightmare, and we eventually knocked it all off. And then we knocked it off before you could get one of those skins for free. That whole crew, that operator crew, we did those legit too.
Those are the hardest
That one hurt.
ones. Those are actually the
That one
hardest
hurt.
ones. Looking at some of the challenges required for those, getting like a triple kill and getting like these insane skill shots for some of these things using a particular item or weapon or something. It's like find this item, find this weapon, and then do this elaborate skill shot of some sort combining the two of them. And you're like, what is this?
Yeah, yeah. So you do all of that. You get through that, and then you look and you only have 30% completion done on the game.
Because zombies
And you're
is
like,
most of the game, yeah.
And zombies has some crazy stuff in there too. And zombies is still bugged all the time. Like we would finish Easter eggs on some of those maps, like Voyage. We got to the end of the fight with the eyeball, the game just blue screened. And to do that egg, you have to like know the planets in order based on their looks. So when you're on the ship, you're like shooting at planets as they show up in the sky. And it's very hard to time and get correct. And the whole time, someone's kiting a zombie and you're just hoping someone has mastered the egg technique.
Yeah.
And we couldn't even do the Roman one. I think it's 9. Like when we were doing it legit, we couldn't complete 9. It was me and my friends. We just couldn't do it. And then there was just a bug way to get slow zombies and infinite ammo. And we did that before it got patched.
Yeah.
But then eventually it got to where I had to play with like, oh, all I do is Black Ops. I'm a Black Ops pro. I've memorized everything. And I did that. All of the miscellaneous stuff in zombies where you're like kiting zombies to get an 11 shot, 15, or it's like a 15 shot kill with Circuit. You need to get through egg steps to get those items.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at a certain point, I was just like, I can't. This is hard. And I did all the DLC eggs. I have 100%. There's that mosquito. I got it.
Did you get it? Nice.
Yeah, I did get it. But I did all the DLC eggs too. And it was rough, man.
Yeah, it's a huge undertaking, that game. It's an incredibly challenging game. There's a lot of RNG and there's a huge amount of skill attached to it as well.
There's 103 trophies for this game.
Wow,
overall.
that is incredible, right? See, I'm working through it, and I still don't know whether or not it's going to be something I can achieve. I'm not trying to go for the 100%. I just want that platinum. But honestly, we're now getting pretty late in the month, so I think it's going to be harder and harder to find lobbies as the month goes on, given it's free this month,
Well, and then like max prestige with each weapon, that's grinding.
Yeah.
Like I used an exploit to max level weapons really fast. You're gonna have to play a lot of zombies because I think you have to do that legit now. It's one of the rarest trophies.
Zombies
because you have to do it legit.
So zombies, it's less time sensitive because you need to find 3 other people, right, to play with, which I think I can find online. There'll be groups of people always playing that, and especially like you said, people who are quite good at the game. It's more Blackout and multiplayer, which the lobbies are going to die. When I tried playing Blackout the day before it went live on PlayStation Plus, and I was waiting in like a lobby for like 30 minutes to find a match, and then you find a match and it's only got like 50 people in it or something. Whereas like as soon as it came free on PlayStation Plus, it's like 2 or 3 minutes to find a match, quite fast.
And those new players haven't learned the game yet, so you got to take
well.
advantage of that.
I've taken 5 days off, so I imagine at this point it's probably going to get back to the sort of those pro players. But I'll have another crack at Blackout this weekend, and we'll see. If I have any more luck with it. I don't know. I might have missed the boat.
So my platinum time, according to PSN profiles, it took me over 2 months to do it. And I mean, that's when I'm working a game like this, I only play this.
Yeah, I can.
Like I don't float around. So my time is 1 month, 4 weeks, 10 hours on PSN profiles, and it was hard.
It's a big commitment, man. It's a big commitment.
And the 100% was a year later. because I was waiting for packs to come out.
Mm.
But there is a 31 gamer boosting session on PSN profiles right now.
So maybe I
don't know how that works, but maybe you jump in there. July 21st is. I shouldn't date the podcast, but that's when it's happening. Maybe that's.
I'm pretty keen.
That's today.
Yeah, that's today.
You have 12. It might be on right now. It says 31 gamers needed, so I don't think you're gonna make it.
No.
But yeah, it's when you asked, I'm eager to help you with whatever you want. But when you said, I've got an idea, I'm gonna platinum Black Ops 4. You want to carry me? I was like, no, I don't. No, I don't. That ship has sailed. I'm never playing that game again, and I don't have 100 gigs to spare on my PlayStation to install this. I mean, it's still installed in case you really need me, but
of course.
I do not look forward to playing this game.
Yeah. Well, that's your first one, Black Ops 4. I don't know if I can top that. So the one that comes to mind for me, a game that had really annoying trophies for me when I platinumed it, was Crypt of the Necro Dancer. And
you didn't do that. Quit lying. No, you didn't. I know you didn't. I know everyone who's done Crypt of the Necro Dancer. You're not one of them. There's a list. I have it right here. I have the list right here. You're not on it, buddy. Try again. You're not on Crypt of the Necro Dancer.
I tried to be so serious while I was saying it as well.
I know a guy that did it. You're not him.
Man, I would hate to meet the guy who did it. I don't think they would be okay after doing that. I think that would mess you up pretty bad.
He did Fortnite with me.
Yeah, that's a problem in itself. So the game I wanted to talk about, the first one I want to talk about is Resistance 2. And I mentioned this a few times because of one specific trophy. It's got three components to it. And it's actually unplatinumable now, unless you got the trophies beforehand. And actually, full disclosure, I don't have the platinum for this game. I've done all the online stuff and a lot of the single player stuff. I think I'm missing some collectibles. So I need to actually go back and finish the plat for it. But I did all the multiplayer before it shut down, which was the part that's the most frustrating. So it has a single player component, a co-op component, and a multiplayer component. Multiplayer and co-op taking a huge amount of time. The trophy, the Platinum Breaker trophy though, is called Killing Machine. And it's for getting 10,000 player versus player kills in the game. Which is an obscene amount of multiplayer, PvP, that you have to play of a game like Resistance 2 on the PlayStation 3. Because
I've never played Resistance. How many players are in a lobby?
I think it's 8 maybe, or something like
that. So
it's
4v4 or something like that?
Oh, I think it could be 8v8, so it might be 16.
Oh, okay.
I think something like that. It was a long time ago when I did this. I think I did this in 2012, perhaps. But I just back then multiplayer wasn't as prevalent. Like, it wasn't a big thing. And if you're playing multiplayer, you're probably playing on 360 because, I mean, let's be real, it was better for multiplayer than the PS3 was. PS3 was kind of garbage for multiplayer. Before anyone in the comments says anything, this trophy specifically though was for killing 10,000 other players. So if you think of like a game of COD, if you're average at a game of COD, you might be able to get like 5 kills, maybe 7 kills in a match. If you average, if you're really good, maybe it's like 15 or 20 depending on the match. 10,000 kills. It's just an obscene amount. The worst part about this trophy is that it was bugged, in that the leaderboards were all saved online and it didn't always count the kills you got. So it bugged good and bad. Sometimes it gave you more kills for no reason. Sometimes it taketh away for no reason. So you might finish a game and then suddenly your leaderboard stats show you've got an extra 105 kills. But then as time goes on, it might just suddenly take away 1,000. And you're like, well, here we go. Back to basics. But it meant that without boosting this, doing it legitimately, you were potentially getting like, say, 7 or 8 kills a match. Let's say 10 per match. You play like 10 or 15 matches a night. You know, at best, you're only getting like 100 kills a night, at best, say. And that's if you're pretty decent at the game. This thing took such a long time. So eventually, I just decided to boost this thing myself. So I got 2 consoles, did the whole thing where you line your character up in a spot that, you know, he kind of spawns somewhere, and if you look around the map, you can just shoot him. and just ended up self-boosting this thing. So I was getting 30 or 40 kills a match, self-boosting with myself. And as the time between like starting it and the server shutdown got closer, more and more of these boosting lobbies would come in. So you'd have these like, you know, the person and their boosting partner doing exactly the same thing. So pretty much every lobby just became a cursed lobby in those like last few months before the game shut down, because obviously no one was playing the multiplayer anymore. It all just became cursed. You'd have trophy hunters, you know, join your lobby, and it would screw up the spawns because, you know, you're trying to just kill your guy, but instead they would spawn and play. So then they kill you, and then they send you a message telling you that they did something obscene with your mother the night before. And it just became so toxic. And it was just a ridiculous trophy to put in a game like this. This was a narrative focused game by Insomniac, single player focused, with a tacked on multiplayer component to it. Tacked on being the operative word, because it wasn't any, it was just nothing special, just standard multiplayer stuff. And it was just a terrible trophy to ruin the experience for the game. I will say though, it did have an awesome cooperative mode for some reason. It had a co-op campaign where you're playing with like, I want to say like 8 or even like 16 other people. It was like a big amount of co-op, and it sort of reminded me a little bit of Black Ops Zombies in a way, how you're like progressing through and finishing these different objectives and challenges as you progress through this like story for the co-op component, which was really cool. I haven't seen another game do co-op like Resistance 2 did. It was like definitely ahead of its time. Given it was on the PS3, like early on the PS3, people probably didn't play it very much. But I know anyone I've spoken to who's played Resistance 2 has fond memories of that co-op. So, yeah, that game was a good game. Those trophies sucked. And I've actually just reminded myself I need to go back through and probably do another run for collectibles to get the platinum in that game. This many
Were
years
you
later.
playing a 360 when Gears of War trophy or achievements were being grinded out?
Gears 2, yeah. I remember.
Because that
2.
is the seriously achievement from Gears of War, 10,000 multiplayer kills. So it's not even...
I actually think that it was a tit for tat thing, because I believe like the next one, like Gears 3 or Resistance 3, had like a 10,001 or something like that. They did.
Yeah, Gears 2 was like 10,001, and it was like seriously 2.0. And then Gears 3 was like 100,000, and it was like seriously 3.0. But when you're saying a multiplayer game early in the life cycle of PS3 has a 10,000 player kills trophy that's hard to get, it's clearly just a ripoff of the Gears of War achievement.
I believe it was.
Yeah. Which makes it worse, right? It's not even like a unique idea. It's just like so what is Gears doing? All right, they got bugs from outer space, and we're gonna do a shooter. Let's steal that.
This was much the same as that. Yeah, it was the game. I like Resistance as a franchise, but that trophy was just terrible. Like 10,000 player kills, even in a modern game today, 10,000 player kills is a lot of kills. That's a lot of multiplayer that you have to play. Even if that was in a COD game, for example, that is still a lot.
Yeah, I played Apex Legends for a long time. I think I have 10,000 kills total, and I played it for 2 years.
That's what I mean. It's an obscene amount of PvP. Like PvE is fine, but PvP, that is ridiculous. So Resistance 2 is forever going to be on my list of most cursed trophies I've ever earned. I'm proud of earning that trophy because not a lot of people have it, and it's impossible to get now. But I didn't earn it legitimately. I cheated by boosting.
Right.
And
right.
I remember I used to work in an office job. I would go to work in the morning, catch the train home at night, thinking about going and boosting Resistance 2. I'd have dinner with my wife, and then I'd go into the spare bedroom, boot up my 2 monitors and my 2 PS3s, and then just boost Resistance 2 all night. I had so much anxiety as I was working towards the date for the shutdown as well, because I was like, I'm going to have to do an all-nighter at some point to get those extra kills, stay up all night doing it because I needed to get my kill count up before, because I was like, there's just not enough time left before these servers shut down. And then I remember my numbers dropping because it glitched, and then they went up again, and the whole thing was a disaster. It was just an absolute mess.
Yeah, that sounds not great. But whenever I trophy hunt against a server shutdown, it's the worst. You know, it's like Mad Max.
Yeah.
Did I ever come back? I heard that I heard the community guy said that it wasn't shut down.
No, it definitely shut down.
Oh, it's shut
Famously
down
so.
still.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely shut
Uh,
down. The server shutdowns are like, I worked towards a few of them back, like, so PS3 was kind of a console that I do hold pretty dearly. I think that was like where I kind of came into my own with trophy hunting and gaming. And I remember working towards the Killzone 2 and Killzone 3 server shutdowns, which were very frustrating. And Starhawk was another one as well, which I just missed. I think I had put the time aside for the weekend to do it, and something happened. I think a relative got sick or something, and I had to go visit them in hospital. I say had to, wanted to go visit them in hospital, and the weekend of to get those last few things done in that game got lost. So I ended up missing out on that one by like a day or something like that. I remember staying up the evening it was shutting down to try and clean up the last stuff. I think I needed to finish like 50 of a certain mode, and I was just powering through it this last night. And then I think it's like 3 in the morning, and it just like the servers shut off like as I was like, loading into my next game, and I was like, God damn it! I think I was like 20 away from it or something, and I was just like, oh, this is so annoying. But yeah, what's your next one? Sorry, I've spoken a long time.
well, I've spoken about doing Fortnite before, and when I think about Fortnite, the Fortnite Platinum. So here's the thing: is like I don't think it's very hard. I think it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
I think it's annoying that it takes a lot of time. But while I was doing it, I wasn't like, I hate this. This is the worst. Doing all the play with other missions and getting the 300 chests and all the storm shield defenses. Once I quit the game and then went back to it a year later. When I went back to it, I actually kind of liked doing it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which is like it's hard for me to be like I hated it because I made some good friends. Like the guy that did Crypto the Necro Dancer, my buddy who messaged me to get the White Boys with Attitude DLC before it got taken down. All of those guys are great, and I still get messages from them. So like I have pretty fun memories of grinding it.
Yeah.
What I do not have fond memories of is grinding Black Desert Online.
Oh, Black Desert Online.
Black Desert Online was not a good game. I did not make any good friends. It was a game that should not be on the PlayStation. It should only be on PC. I don't know what they're thinking, but it should not be on PlayStation. There's no frames in it.
Tell me a little bit about this game.
Black Desert Online is a massively multiplayer online game.
And MMORPG.
MMORPG. And you all of the trophies are tied to getting character classes to a certain level and your trade skills like alchemy and horseback riding. It's all tied to getting to certain levels, and it's all nonsense. It doesn't actually. It's not like get every skill to max rank. It's like get horseback riding to level 31, get fishing to level 51. Now that's the one. That's the problem.
What,
because
it's not fun, or it's
not fun. It doesn't. There's nothing intuitive about it. It's so bad you can auto fish. You turn on auto fishing, and your character will just cast, pull a fish in, and then be like, "You got it," and cast over and over again until your inventory's full. And what happened was, after I got to a certain point in the game to where all I could do is fish, I was leaving my console on overnight every night for like 3 months.
Why is it so? Why is there just that much XP is required for fishing?
It took me 5 months to get that much XP to max out. Where is it? Fishing Guru. Achieved level 51 in fishing. I was done with everything in the game. So I would literally log in, get my character standing at a rock, make sure that the pond had fish in it. Because if it was depleted, I would fast travel somewhere else. Like I would log in, sell all my fish to clear my inventory, set my character up to auto fish, and then just go to bed. I'd wake up, because I would grind through the day too. I would wake up in the morning, sell the fish, go back to selling over and over again. Cool. And here's the thing: the fishing rods they get used.
Oh,
what's the word I want? They're destructible. So you fish enough and it's like, oh, this is broken. And it's like you can't repair it. So what you're doing is if you're not skilled enough at crafting to craft high level fishing rods, you're just going back to the market and hoping fishing rods that are acceptable are on the market to buy them. So you're just going back and forth over and over again, fishing forever. And when I got it, there was not a big sense of relief. When I got it, I was like, I will never, ever consider playing this game ever again. I would consider turning Fortnite Save the World back on. I hate this game.
So it's just the XP grind was just too high?
Too high, and it doesn't lend itself to a good experience because fishing is not fun in that game.
Yeah.
There's nothing fun about it. But the game in general doesn't run well. When I see people on Twitch playing Black Desert, like the newest updates, it looks beautiful.
Wait,
it looks incredible.
It's on PS5 now as well, right?
I don't know. I played it on PS4.
Yeah.
And if I saw it in the PS5 store, I would go past it with extreme prejudice. I would not even consider reinstalling it. Like I would do Chivalry 2, a game that Jerzak said, it's not great. I did that twice. I would never even install Black Desert again. It's terrible.
What
on PS4.
Has it been fixed? Like, has that grind been fixed, or is it still stupid? Because
let's see.
It feels like something they could balance pretty easily.
There's 1,000 or there's 12,000 game owners, 260 achievers. This is 2.8%, 2.18% ultra rare.
They obviously haven't fixed it, no.
No, and let's see, the Plat Breaker is fishing.
Yeah.
It's 2.18 for platinum percent, and Fishing Guru's 2.5%. Like everyone gets through everything, and then you have the horse training to finish, but you get that one way before.
Yeah.
Way before you finish the fishing, and it's just not fun. You can actively fish and you get more experience for it, but then you're just sitting still outside of a pond, pressing X, tapping it, making sure you line it up. Sometimes you miss it. Now, is it worth your time? You're missing the fish. It's a nightmare. And then roaming bandits will just come by and kill you occasionally. And just like, oh, well.
Reminds me of RuneScape a little bit back in the day when you're just grinding wood chopping or grinding fishing.
Yeah, but I enjoyed grinding skills when I had nothing to do when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When you're grinding trades and crafts in World of Warcraft, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get good at cooking.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or like in Path of Exile, when you're like leveling up your character skills and just grinding. I'm okay with that. But there's nothing like when you load the game up, the sprites don't even show up in the game until well after you're in it. You're in a town and it's empty for like 5 minutes, and then it just populates and you're getting killed by something. That's how bad the game is optimized for PlayStation. The whole thing was annoying.
That's such a
shame.
But
I could deal with it.
It sounds like they released it on PlayStation just because it's another platform where they can make money, rather than actually because they'd optimized it to work well on consoles.
Yeah, so that's my second choice. I swerved you. I was going to pick Fortnite, but actually it's Black Desert Online.
Nice. I mean, Black Desert, I don't think I can top either. I think yours are both much more impressive than my ones.
Well, the other one, you didn't get the platinum yet, so that one actually just doesn't even count.
Ah, okay. Well, then I'll just delete my account. No, so I was thinking about this as well for my second one, and rather than, I was going to talk about another multiplayer grind, which we've kind of talked about 3 times now. So instead of talking about that, I want to do Payday 2 on the PlayStation 3. So Payday 2 on the PS3 is a terribly optimized port of a fantastic game. Payday 2, for people unaware, is a 4-player co-op squad game. It's PvE. Basically, the heists mode in Grand Theft Auto 5 is the easiest way to describe it, but that's the whole game. So you plan your heist out, you go and do the heist, you can do it stealthy, you can do it loud, you can do it a mixture of both. There's lots of different ways, different classes, and you work with your teammates to basically just do random heists. Jewelry heist, bank robbery, museum heist. There's a bunch of different stuff in there. And the game, well, it doesn't look like a great game, and it doesn't, but it's a lot of fun to play. It's one of those games that like looks very poor on the outside, but when you actually get in and start playing it, you're like, this is good. This is a really good, fun game. And I played it on the 360, got got, when I was back in the 360 days, liked it so much I decided I want to get the platinum on the PS3. And the PS3 version and the 360 version didn't get updated. They didn't. The PC version got updated every week or every 2 weeks. The PS3 version, I think, saw one update ever, so it never got optimized or correctly updated. So it was always a very stunted version of the game. And in 2021, this game's available now on the Xbox One and the PS4, and they've updated it so it's very close to the PC version. I think it's had hundreds of updates. I think it has the most DLC packs out of any game ever released on the PS4, or it did at a time. It might not be the case anymore, but it had tons of DLC content and things like that. So on the PS3 version, they never did that. It was just the base game and its base set of trophies. And the trophies were for finishing different missions on different difficulties and then doing specific mission objectives or finishing missions in a very specific sequence or way. That's what I want to talk about, because it was a purely skill-based trophy list, basically. It was go into I specifically remember one of the last ones being go into a security office or something like that, and you've got to use a key card on 5 different doors in a specific sequence without being seen or detected, getting in, stealing these extra items, and then going and doing the main objective of the game. And it was a very frustrating trophy list because of just finishing the mission in stealth is hard in itself. If anyone's ever played Payday, it always goes to hell towards the end, just like any good heist. But it was adding an extra level onto that. It's like, do everything for the mission, plus all of this stuff in this sequence as well. And I remember those things just being immensely frustrating. You had to be pro at the game. You had to have a group of 4 people who knew exactly what they were doing, where they needed to be, at what time. Someone who's hacking, someone who's shutting down security cameras, someone who's hog-tying security guards or avoiding security guards or whatever it may be. And it was a really fun game that just had an enormous skill cap to it. Like if you were good at the game, you were very good at the game. And it took me months to get that platinum trophy as well. I'm super proud of it. In the end, I remember going for one of the hardest trophies in the game solo, just because I could control more of the variables myself. I remember speccing out a character in a way that he was kind of okay at a bit of everything, so he could sort of fandangle his way through it. And it just eliminated, it allowed you to track where the guards were going to be, because they would always be circling and looping your character rather than 3 other players. So it was there was a random element to that. And I remember enjoying going for this until it got to that skill cap. But I wanted to include it because it's different. It's a skill-based game rather than a RNG or multiplayer-based game.
Yeah, I was not aware of what any trophies or achievements would be for Payday, because I played it on my laptop.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that game a lot, though. But I mean, when you talk about a single player experience where the skill is really what drives you nuts, a Cluster Truck was like that for me. But Cluster Truck doesn't have a platinum.
Oh, really?
Cluster Truck has a trophy that requires you to play through the entire game without acquiring any skills. And the skills help you beat the game.
Yeah.
So I played through that entire game as just a jumping guy, and I would try and quit and try and quit over the course of a year. And the boss was so hard that he got nerfed on PC, but they never nerfed him on PlayStation. So you have to do 3 rounds of mantling up these trucks and hitting a button on a boss, and it shoots you fly high into the air and you land on a truck, and then repeat it. They scaled that to just 2 rounds. So you could literally hit 1 round and then kind of stall and hit it again. So you could double tap the boss and beat him on PC, but they never did that. So I had to do it legit, and it was hard, but I actually was super proud of getting the 100% on that game, because it was so hard skill wise.
It's those games are unique, right? Because unlike the ones we've already talked about, when you finish a game that is skill based, you've mastered the game, which is I think what trophy hunting was initially intended to be, right? It's you've done everything there is to do. You are an expert at that game. I think that's what the premise was initially. And I remember that sense of satisfaction for platinuming Payday 2, because I just felt such a good sense of accomplishment. I've done it. I've done it. Whereas other games that I've played where there's that just massive multiplayer grind where you're boosting and stuff, normally there is a sense of relief because you're I don't have to do this anymore. but not necessarily that sense of true accomplishment. Like it is done because
I felt like a speed runner when I finished Cluster Truck. I was so proud, but no one would understand. Like, you don't get it. It's really hard. There's no skills.
Yeah.
Listen, wife.
It's hard to,
you know.
Yeah, it's hard to pick up a date when you go to a bar and say, well, you know what? I actually finished Cluster Truck and I got all the trophies.
Have you seen my trophy list?
Did you?
It's pretty good.
So did you ever play Payday 2? On
yeah,
PC
I played it on PC.
Yeah.
You
never
played it fun
on PS4?
No, never played it on console.
Maybe we should do that. We could look at platinuming Payday 2 on PS4 after you're done with Hood, because I wouldn't mind going back and trying to get the platinum on PS4 as well.
Yeah, that could be fun.
It'd be a massive undertaking because of all the DLC, but I think you can buy the game for like $10 with all the DLC included now. It's not.
They have the Ethan and Gila, the H3 DLC on.
That's all in there as well.
All right, I'm in.
It's a much better game on PS4. It runs much better, but for the type of game it is, the studio who made it and everything like that, they made a game that mechanically runs very well. It doesn't look great, but it runs and plays just so well. And there's just such a good sense of accomplishment. It's like finishing a game of Dead by Daylight, or a Hunt. Like I play a lot of these kind of games where there's just such a sense of accomplishment when you finish what you're doing, because the intensity and the skill is so high required to finish it. I mean, it's the same with, what do you call it? I mentioned it before, the Rainbow Six Siege, right? Like when you pull it off and you really pull it off, you're like, yes, like it's good.
Well, those memories are so fond though, that when you say what are annoying trophies to you, I don't go to that place with those games. I don't say this game was hard, therefore it was annoying. I don't equate the two.
I remember a lot of pain with Payday though. I genuinely remember just the PS4 trophy list isn't like that as well, by the way. It doesn't have those very specific requirements. It's much more just finish everything on the hardest difficulty type thing. But that's the thing. There's a huge amount of accomplishment attached to this, but also when I was in it, I know the level of pain and frustration I was feeling in it. I know I fondly remember that pain, and I fondly because I live with pain every time. every time I make a video. All right.
One last one. Funny Truck. Funny Truck is tough.
Get out of here. Get out. There's a guide actually. All right, we're locking Payday 2 PS4 into the calendar for George and I to work on a platinum for. Maybe we'll do a video about that. But I want to know about everyone's hardest or most frustrating trophies. You can do any trophy. It doesn't have to be a platinum trophy, but most frustrating games and platinums and trophies that you've earned. Let us know in the comments below. It'd be really cool to have a conversation about it with you guys and see if any of you have experienced any of the games that we have, perhaps, or maybe there's a bunch of games that we've never played that are equally as frustrating. I think maybe we'll talk about most rewarding ones as well next week. That could be a good topic for next week.
I predict maybe some Crash Time Trials will be in the comments.
Yeah, that's. I don't want to talk about those either. They're not. Let's just.
Time trial trophies I hate a lot. I do not like time trials, but
it's again mastering a craft basically, or playing the game in a very specific way and being very good at it. And it's not.
Was Mirror's Edge on PlayStation?
Yeah, PS3.
Because I played it on Xbox and
I remember that platinum trophy is brutal as well.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe. Go and check out George's channel. He makes YouTube videos now once a week, I believe. He's making YouTube content about the internet, about YouTubers, about Twitch streamers.
I made a music video
last week. He made a music video, which is insane. You should go and check that out. And if you enjoy just having a good time in general, go and check him out on Twitch. He streams 4 days a week. He's streaming Jackbox over there. He's streaming Gartic Phone.
Sometimes I just stream myself playing drum set.
Look, like I said,
I'm an interesting guy, I've been told.
If you want to have a good time.
I don't know. Maybe not like that. Not like a truck stop if you want to have a good time, call me. But also call me if you want to have a good time.
Exactly. George's details are in the link in the description down below, as they are with every episode of the podcast. Go and support my boy. Go and he's got about 200 subscribers, or 250 subscribers on YouTube now. Let's get that number up. I know we can do better than that. I know if you guys, if like 10 of you or 50 of you just go and subscribe to him, we're gonna bump his numbers right up. That'd be so cool. Let's do that.
Let's shoot for 251.
251. That means one of
Gotta
you has
make
to go
goals
there.
realistic.
One of you has to go there. Poe, I know you're watching.
Poe,
this.
Poe already did. Poe
already did.
Make a new account.
I'm sure there's someone here who can go and help George out. You enjoying George on the podcast? He's gonna quit the podcast if you don't go and subscribe to him. There you go.
No, I'm not.
No, he is.
I wouldn't do that.
He will. And that
Okay.
is that is the end of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll give the final word to George, as we always do.
Thanks.
You always disappoint me with the final word. You always
Short and sweet.
Patreons for this month, thank you so very, very much for helping to support the channel and keep the lights on. Patrons will be seeing their names showing up here next to me right now. Thank you to every single one of you, and also YouTube channel members as well. If you want to become a member of the YouTube channel, you can hit the join button down below. Not only do you get your name featured here at the end of every video, but you will also get exclusive emotes to you in my comment section and chat as well, and a badge next to your name showing you are a legend. Likewise, if you want to join the Patreon, link in the description down below. Thank you, each and every one of you, so very much.